Hello everyone, my name is SiC and welcome back to Humankind. Today I'm going to do one of the new scenarios, I guess. It's called the 100 Years War. And in this recreation of the final stage of the 100 Years War, play as the Franks for the succession to the French throne and the consolidation of their realm. So doesn't give us too much details, I suppose, as to what is going on. But yeah, we'll give it a go and we'll see. I did give it a small try already because I was curious, but then I figured, I didn't get the full info on what the scenario was supposed to be. It's a very short one, like 75 turns. Probably put it into 2 videos. I probably will not start a full campaign until the DLC is released, which I saw was only 17 bucks or something like that, so that's not too bad. I'll probably get it, because I do enjoy Humankind a lot, and it's a bit lackluster in some parts, but I really do like some of the additions they are making, particularly the World Council, or the Council of Humanity, or whatever they're calling it, but basically it's this global voting thing where you can vote for different resolutions, kind of like Civilization 5 had it, which I really enjoyed, and Civilization 6 to an extent, though it wasn't nearly as good as in Civilization 5. But before we get started, I have actually created a Ko-fi account, so if you want to support the channel more directly, rather than through watching commercials as you watch my videos and so on, you can go to that. I will link or put a link in the description below. It would be really appreciated, especially in these times where the cost of everything is basically rising all the time. And yeah, honestly, it's getting a bit difficult. So it would be really appreciated if you would be willing to help me out a little bit through that channel, I suppose. Anyway, let's jump in.
Is a wonderful thing. Sadly for the crew, we're likely to see the first seasickness as well.
Alright, well that's interesting because there are no ships on the screen. But anyway, we're in game and it's time to get started. So honestly, this already seems quite similar to what I played earlier, and that leads me to think that this is a fixed map. So yeah, it's also quite a big map. Actually, we're only here with the English, which are over here in London. They are on their own separate island, and so I guess this is like a kind of recreation of like England, more or less, a part of England, as well as some of Europe's mainland, though the English also have Bordeaux over here. And now we actually extend quite far into the west, which is interesting. I haven't discovered all of that yet, I just discovered around Paris and I made it up to the coast once. I don't know what will change or what is random. Probably the items that we get, like sage over here, probably random, I don't know. One interesting thing is, just because we are playing the 100 Years War, we have 75 turns, including this one. Science is also quite limited, right? We start off with actually with most of our things unlocked already. We are in the early medieval stage, I guess. Or is this is classical, so this is medieval. But this is where the technology tree ends. So we actually don't need to invest greatly into science. Right now this takes a long time, but it's going to become faster and faster. Also because we will be able to find things like this, which will provide us with a lot of science and culture as well, or influence, I should say. Anyway, I think one of the best things here, just to make sure we get off to a good start, would be to get feudalism, because it basically gives newly founded cities. We'll start with a basic selection of infrastructures. We could make that, I guess. Or I don't know if this activates automatically. I don't think so. I think you need to make like a settler or something and then you can do that. But we also get crop rotation, which is +1 food on tiles producing food. So basically all of these tiles here would go up by 1, which is really powerful. And it also gives us Home Guard, which are better defense forces in case we get besieged. So let's go ahead and start with feudalism right there. We have 2 horsemen, and they will act as really good scouts because they have a movement of 6, But we are going to split them up. So we'll put one of these guys over here, and he'll have to spend pretty much all of his movement to get onto the river, which is kind of slowing us down a little bit already, sadly. Yeah, I guess we could go around the corner here and then go onto the river. We'll see more of the landscape that way. And as for Paris, we need to start building something. So we have very little industry. We have a fair amount of food. In about one turn, we are going to get another population. But I think one of the first things we will want to do here is make sure that we have a maker's quarter, because we need to get some more production. Unfortunately, we have terrible spots. We do have more over here. I'm not going to waste 3 turns on +1 production. That is horrible. We are definitely not doing that. We could go for this, but that is also not really beneficial. What I really want is something that kickstarts our economy. So I guess the next best thing would be to do a farmer's quarter, and then we could connect up to these hills, and then we will get more construction industry. That's the word I'm looking for. Alright, so this would be possible, but then after that we would build here. We cannot build there. I don't think that is great. So even though this is less beneficial in terms of food production, it does allow us to make a maker's quarter right here afterwards, and that should be quite a strong one. So we'll leave it at that. We are running a deficit in money, so that is something we need to keep an eye on as well and fix when we can. Alright, let's go ahead and grab this. Now as you can see, that is 120 gold already. It is a ton. It is a lot of money. We do get horsemen over here, so that is really nice. We will scout around to see what else we can find in this territory. In terms of food, it is really, really good. In terms of production, it is terrible. There is no production here whatsoever, except apparently just this one tile and maybe one tile over here or something like that. It's really bad. Right, we'll go ahead and grab this one, and with that we get 60 influence as well as 70 science, and that already, you know, kicked off a lot of turns on our research. Now let's have a look. We could get food here, 21 food, 2 production. It's not great, you know, but that is going to be a constant problem, I would say. Right, we can go around here on the right, and we can go up onto the high ground and then onto the river with our last thing. But yeah, there's no really good places to settle for production unless we are close to the forest. And of course the forests are really bad for food. So that is a bit of a challenge. You know, we can make workers or makers quarters, and we will definitely have to. Yeah, I think probably horsemen are definitely something we are going to want to get, so we can actually go ahead and grab this. We're going to run all the way back, which is a bit unfortunate, but having access to horsemen is really nice, because of course the Franks, we have a unit that we can make, or we have to unlock it actually, so it's in the tech tree. Let's see, technology screen, chivalry gives us access to the Frankie milites, which are heavy cavalry and which can do a heavy charge, but for that we need 2 horsemen, so that is definitely something we want to get. Now we are in a steed culture, so we can gain territories back into our sphere of influence and gain influence for each adjacent territory already in your sphere. If you do not have the strongest influence in the territory, there is a high chance it will start converting back after you use this action. So right now, you know, it doesn't really help us in any way. But maybe in the future, when the English start expanding more, it will. But who knows? Right, I guess we can go up here, see a little bit more off into this distance right there, and then we'll go back onto the river. There are a lot of rivers running through this map, which will make moving around a little bit difficult. Now, as for sage here, it gives +3 food per sage on main plaza, +3 food per sage on administrative centers, as well as stability. It's not the most powerful thing right now. We want to go for maker's quarters, and like I predicted, now we can settle in between these hills we get a production bonus of an industry bonus of 10 rather than the 1 that we were getting over here. And that will be the same over here. If we had made a maker's quarter right there, we would only get the benefit from this 1 hill. That is not great. Now we do have money. We can actually spend some money to get this done.
First outpost, adding another territory to your empire. I know you're hoping this is the beginning of something very, very big.
We'll get another pop in about 1 turn, so we could go for more production. I guess +6, it's not terrible. It's about the best that we can get at any rate. So we're going to go with it. We'll end the turn right there. Let's have a look. Right there we have incense, +5 money per incense and +4 stability. Okay, sure. These guys are going to go exploring along the coast here a little bit now. This will require 1 more turn to become a full outpost, and then we can get access to horses. And already we're making a bit more money. I'm not entirely sure why. I guess because we got a population working money in the town center, so that makes sense then. Alright, let's have a look at good territories to grab. 19 and 6 industry. 19 food, 6 industry. That is not terrible. Especially comparing to other locations. I think that is a place that we will grab for sure as well, because we have incense. 2 incense actually. Yeah, that will work out for us quite well, I would say. Food production, of course, still important, as well as having luxury resources is nice. They're tradable as well, so we'll just start building it up. It only takes 1 turn. Right, and that gives us the extra food on main plazas as well as administrative centers, which, you know, this should be a administrative center. Outpost. Okay, so when we connect it up to Paris as a territory, then it becomes an administrative center. That's what's going on. Alright, we'll spend some influence to actually hook up the horses for free and not spend any production cost. We could also put down a harbor, but these locations are actually quite weak. Yeah, I think actually we will want to hook it up to Paris right about now. Gives us an expansionist star as well, which is nice. Gives us some more fame, and of course, you know, this being Humankind, fame is the most important part. And by the looks of things, the English already have 250 fame. Let's see, we will get an agrarian star by growing our population a bit more. We need a total of 12 before we get it. And then expansionist stars, we need to own free territories attached to any city, or own free territories attached to any city, including the city's territory. Current value is 2. We might actually turn this into a city all of its own, but not before we spend some influence to get this started, and then we'll turn this into a city. Aurelianus. Alright then. Well, let's have a look. We have 7 industry right now. We can definitely improve upon that. Plus 19 over here, because it's surrounded by forests as well as hills. That's really good. We're going to put that one down. Food, it's not going to be an issue for right now. Alright, we'll go up over here. We'll go in here. Of course, you know, the forests, they do cost a lot more movement points to move through, so we cannot go quite as far, which is a little bit unfortunate, but oh well. We'll get there eventually. This time I'm going to move a little bit to the right, because, well, maybe we should just move towards here first of all, because the English are most likely to settle in that direction as well. And we might be able to deny them some outposts that way. As for Paris, let's have a look. We have Empire Foundation. By what right do we rule? We have 2 new civics. We don't really have a lot of influence to spend on it, but we could choose one. Influence production on main plaza, or faith, or legitimacy. Minus 50 on create outpost cost. I think we're going to go with that one.
That seems to leave a lot of interpretation of right and wrong, not to mention yours and mine.
Now, we are going to build a scriptorium, because the scriptoriums are quite good at making science. And we do need a bit, because right now it's slow as hell. So while it's not the biggest priority, it is definitely something we will want to take into account. So probably we don't want to build it on the river. This is perfect for farming. We'll put it up into the edge right there. And then we'll keep exploring a little bit. We'll go up along the river here. See what we can see. We found some salt. +5 food per salt and +4 stability per salt on every city. That is nice. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Alright. Found a high place to scout from. More horses over here. We will definitely want to grab that, because, as we said, for the Frankie Milites, we need 2 horses.
A first visible mark of this new culture. I hope the style is pleasing, because it will be around for as long as the city lasts.
Alright, so we'll keep scouting and then we'll have a look at decent places. So over here we would have a lot of food but terrible production. 6-12 is not too bad, I suppose. 6-8, 12-6, 2-12, yeah, this is right about the edge, right? I would say 6-12 is probably the best that we can do here. The outpost of Varlav. More salt over here. Nothing else that is too special about this territory by the looks of things. Mostly good for food production. This will be great for... Ooh, this is actually nice territory to grab, because we get a lot of production. We can get dye as well. And this one, with all this production, would offset this one with all of its farming potential. So I'm actually tempted to do that one. We'll also grab, of course, the incense with the extra money per turn. And actually we might as well just spend a bit of money, because we're making quite a bit. This is quite a fast-paced scenario, after all, so that's quite nice. We'll go for some food production along the river here, because we are not terrible here in terms of food, but it could definitely be better. We are losing some stability in Paris, so we might actually consider building some infrastructures instead. One of which, of course, which is quite important here, is Pottery Workshop, with its +4 to influence production. We'll spend some money on that, why not? Let's see, +1 industry for lumberyard, that is terrible. As for food production, 14 food on flood irrigation, 6 food on animal barns. That is the way to go. And leadership, struggle for dominion. How do we lead? +25 stability on capital or +1 city cap. Now, we're going for 1 city cap because the map is rather big and we only have 1 opponent, so I want to spread out, you know, I want to outproduce him on everything.
Most problems eventually yield to the onslaught of more brains.
And I don't really care too much about faith, so we'll do some more influence.
Why was this even a question? Let's keep it simple. We've been here. It's our place.
I probably should have gotten that a couple of turns earlier, but oh well. Let's actually have this unit swing back around, so that we can maybe grab this territory for the production value that it has. Alright, so these territories are connected, so we could connect Varlav up to Aurelianus, and I think that was great. It's terrible for stability, obviously, but we'll go ahead and grab horses, though this does not necessarily cause negative stability, so that's okay. And we have a road leading somewhere else. Interesting. Where is this road going? There is a settlement here, or this road connects up to Paris, I guess.
To harness the power of water itself in order to feed your people. That should make you popular.
Alright, in about 6 turns we will have access to feudalism, which should prove to boost our food production quite significantly.
Pastoral English.
Leave
them to their farms.
I knew it.
Everything should be fine.
Sage.
And maybe get rid of the yew trees.
We'll go ahead and try to take this away from them, because I don't see any military units. And if they do show up, we'll run, if there's too many. Artisan's Quarter. More sage, more food. That could be okay. Maybe we should do something about our growing lack of stability though in Aurelianus. Let's have a look. Public fountain only takes 1 turn and does provide a nice stability bonus of plus 15, so that is what we'll go for right now. Probably should get palisades around Paris as well. I do expect war at some point. Alright, now let's have a look. Yeah, again, great for food, terrible for everything else. 416, 418, 218, 417. Seems to me that 418 is about the best that we could do here. So we'll go ahead and grab it. I guess we get a little bit of extra food from this forest lake. That's nice. So we're not completely hopeless. Alright, so that is done. I guess for the 1 turn that we'll invest on it, we'll get palisades here as well. Plus 11 food this time for animal barns because we got access to our 2nd horse, so that is actually quite nice. We'll keep growing like crazy. And we are now equal with the English. That is nice. Of course, we will need to keep going as well, but let's see. House of Scribes, plus 2 science, not that great, plus 9 science for our library because of extra population, and of course population is growing quite quickly, so this would be a decent investment. We're going for a library here. And again, I don't want to do too much investment or investing into science because there are a limited number of science or technologies that we could actually unlock with it. I don't know how much this will actually impact the stability, but let's have a look. Oh, that's not bad. That is not bad. Right, land rights, land and freedom. The empire is a vast, glorious land of mountains and grasslands. Yes, it is. Not so many mountains, but grasslands for sure. Stretching countless leagues and full of wonders and mysteries. Over many generations, your people have subdued many of its corners, but now you must ask the question. To whom do these lands truly belong? Now, this gives us actually plus 10 food per number of attached territories on all cities, and this is really nice. We could also use money to claim, attach, and merge territories, but I don't think that's particularly great in this case, because we need a lot of money, and we only have so many turns. So
why
the food
should
boast...
individual wealth and political connections determine the status of something as timeless as the land?
The food boost is actually much more important. Now we can also get access to ambergris over here. I'm not entirely sure what ambergris is, but oh well, that's okay. These territories are huge, man. Alright, stability is still not great. We could go for an artisan quarter now, because it does benefit our other city as well. It provides us with more food production. It's only 1 turn. And then we might go for a commons quarter. I don't know which way I'll be wanting to expand. Maybe I'll put it here, because then if I put a maker's quarter there, that should also boost this over here at the same time. Oh, copper. Yes, please. We should definitely try and grab copper. And we can actually put this up on the river. We'll do that next turn. So you can see,
in a form that is codified and searchable, has become available to all. This is no small gift.
as you can see, our influence production is through the roof already. Like, for what it costs to actually grab territories, there's almost no reason why you shouldn't want to grab all of them as quickly as possible, as many as possible. Let's see, what did this do? This provided +5 industry per die, so that is definitely interesting. It is a good grab, also because it doesn't cost any stability. But it boosts not only Paris, it also boosts Aurelianus. So that is definitely something we want. Now, a harbor could be interesting because we do have ocean here. Well, let's see what else we could do. We could do food. 11 there, 10 here. We'll grab this. And then we'll grab flood irrigation, I suppose. Afterwards, maybe grab aqueduct for the +20 stability. And the battle for the mind. Alright, learning, pray. Yeah, we don't care about praying. The money, it's not really that necessary, I suppose. Learning, however, on 2 cities, plus 15. So for a total of plus 30, I think it's quite nice. It's a bit of a boost that we could use. Now, Agrarian Star has been earned. Feudalism has been researched. So now we should see an increase of plus 1 food on every tile that produces food. And we can claim a wonder. Alright, and we are being ransacked. Alright, that's interesting. Oh. Oh my. That is not great. So there's nothing we can do about that. There's an independent city here somewhere. Alright then. Alright, so we could actually grab a cultural wonder. And that kind of depends on what benefits it is going to give us. Of course, the fame is nice, the fame is important, we should keep up with that. But also we need to look at practical benefits. So faith, we're not really doing much of that, we don't really care. But war support, that could be useful. Stability, of course, as well. And the fame is welcome. And again, this is, yeah, we don't really care about faith. And militia are not lost over time during sieges. That is another thing that is actually really quite nice, because it gives us more time to rush armies over, and since this is a big map, that might actually be worthwhile. The Lighthouse of Alexandria on naval units, combat strength, yeah, and I think we're more concerned about defending like the biggest territory in the world right here, so maybe not that great. The Mausoleum at Halicarnassus, plus 2 science per district on city or outpost, so this could rack up quite nicely as well. A statue of Zeus, again with faith and stability, etc. We don't really care. Creates a manufacture on a luxury resource. Manufactory, I suppose. Extracting it and granting wonder status. That's nice, I guess. Minus 25% on district industry costs usually would be very nice as well. Except for the fact that we already construct everything at lightning speed, so the impact would be minimal. Stonehenge, again, faith-based, co-religion estates get plus 10 food, extra stability, etc. We're not doing anything with religion. And the Temple of Artemis, now this is interesting. It does deal with faith, but it also gives us plus 10 health regeneration on units. But personally, I'm kind of leaning towards Colossus of Rhodes or war support. Let's go defensive first. We'll claim the Colossus of Rhodes. This territory is now grabbed, that is nice. We still need to find iron though, and that is a problem. I haven't seen any iron anywhere so far. We'll jump on this river right here at the end so that we can follow it on the next turn pretty quickly and easily. We can do ambergris. What does that give us? Plus 5% science and stability. Stability is always nice. For the 1 turn, I'll go ahead and grab it. Chivalry. Well, we will not be able to get the Francae Militates anyway. Military architecture with siege weaponry, that would be good. Forts, that could be useful. Trade insurance. Not really too keen on that. Seafaring mastery, not really that great. I guess we could go for pikemen and crossbowmen, because they're more powerful military units. They would be a priority. And actually, let me think on this. We might not want to get this right now. We might want to get some military units. We'll grab swordsmen, buy them out. We'll grab some more swordsmen. We'll grab some more swordsmen. And then we'll get some archers. And then we'll have a nice strong army to go ahead and try and deal with this group over here. Alright, there we go. How much time do you need to get there? 5 turns. That is really unfortunate. We are probably going to lose this outpost, which will set us back, and which is unfortunate, except they will also lose an outpost and lose progress, so it is perhaps not the most concerning thing in the world right now. 1224. Oh my god, that is great. Yes, please. We're grabbing that for sure. We're turning that into a city. We can still make 2 other ones, and we could still get access to the things we need to make more. Alright. Like the technology we need to make more cities is what I mean. Now, army composition. Do we want reduced industry costs for units that are already very cheap and quick to make? Or do we want extra combat strength?
It does seem logical that people shouldn't have to do a job unless they want to.
We're going for that. Alright. What else? We could go public fountain. Brings us back up to 90. It's pretty decent. I don't think we care too much about science anymore, because we have 60 turns left, and from now on I think we're going pretty quick. Plus 20 industry for a water mill. Oh yeah. Yes. That is really good. And I guess we'll grab stone walls because defenses are good. Defenses are important. We have Arcalis over here, which has become an outpost, but we cannot turn it into a city quite yet. For now, I guess we'll grab some more ambergris, because we can. Don't really care about that too much. And it seems to me that we have found an independent city. That we could influence. That's for Aurelianus. What do we want to do here? +1 industry, it's pretty terrible. 6 food, 10 food. Food is going to become important. Every turn it seems we get 1 population, but we are pretty quick to reach our last, or our maximum, I suppose. So for that we would need to build another farmer's quarter, because it provides us with more farmer slots. Do we really want to do that, however? Don't we want to do something else? Like watchtower, +2 vision range on garrison, on main plaza. From here could be okay. Let's go ahead and grab it actually. It doesn't really make a huge difference. It's not something I'm usually very keen on getting. Alright, let's get some more error stars. We're still behind, which is not great. We're losing on food right now. We could get +18. We'll go ahead and grab that. The army keeps moving. We are losing this territory on the next turn, unfortunately. But we're getting it back pretty much immediately after, so it's not terrible, you know. Alright, these people are peaceful.
New independent people. And who are they?
Dingvaler?
Time will tell if they are helpful, helpless, or history.
Alright, we'll try to influence them a little bit, and then we might be able to take them over on the next turn. We have some more. Oh, this is iron. And is this part of our territory? Yes, it is. Oh, we're grabbing that for sure. Alright, so this is a good territory. This is one we definitely want to keep hold of. What else do we want to do here? Oh, we'll run up there, I suppose. Then Paris. Paris needs more food. We are also reaching our maximum amount of farmers. As for this, what else do we... Oh, yeah, ambergris. I guess we'll grab ambergris. It's 1 turn. Yeah, we were ransacked. Now, we also have access to pikemen and crossbowmen. And the crossbowmen can actually be upgraded for $100. For right now, I don't think we need to do it. We'll just keep following the river here, just to see what else is over on this side of the map. I guess the river kind of ends being useful, stops being useful here. I guess we might as well. Then move on towards the coastline. As for Paris, we are definitely going to need more food. There's no infrastructures that will give us a whole lot. Actually, artificial reservoirs. Pretty good, actually. +14. And independent peoples, yeah. -50% on higher army cost or -50 on assimilation cost. At the cost of 59 influence, which I don't want to spend right now. It's not expensive to grab them anyway. As for research at this point in time, theology would give us +1 city cap, but we can still make one more city before running into problems. Increased army size and great swordsman. That could be useful, because we still don't have the iron we need to make the Frankie milites. Siege weaponry, for now, also not of immediate use. And these are locked behind other tech. So, heavy infantry it is. Alright, so we grab this from the French, or from the English, I should say. We might want to grab it for ourselves. Just so they can't, you know. I suppose this is not the best location, but we'll make it work. What does this do? Sage. Ooh, extra food for everyone. I'll grab it, why not? Right, and then we'll have this army move over into this territory and...
Time to see what happens when foreign cultures get together and decide to murder each other.
Horsemen. Tons of horsemen. And this territory is not great. We would start over here. We need to defend this. I suppose you could put archers here, warriors here, here, and here to defend. And then take a defensive stance and have the horse. Yeah, it's very like it's not that bad, I suppose. So what? Yeah, we'll put them over here, these guys over here, and this is going to be our formation. We'll end the deployment right there, and then they'll go on the attack. Alright, so these guys are coming in from the high ground. These are actually pretty weak attacks. And our archers here are perfectly safe. Nobody is going to be able to reach them from the sides. So that is perfect. The Berbers are playing, alright? I suppose my number one priority target here would be these people that have the high ground. Unless I do less damage against them. 5 to 25, 5 to 25, etc. Basically the same for everyone. We'll weaken the people on the high ground. And then everyone else is going to take a defensive stance. These guys are going to die. Pretty sure. We might actually lose this battle, simply for the fact that I need to keep protecting my archers. I want to keep them alive. I have to do that by holding these two tiles. And that leaves the enemy open to take my flag. I really wish we could put the flag somewhere safe, you know, that we could decide where to put it. If we had some kind of advantage in the terrain or whatever, you know. That would be really nice, but... well, we could almost kill these guys. Do we want to attack here? Actually, that is not bad. That is not bad at all. But if we leave my post here, my archers are going to die. Yeah, we could kill these units. They're probably going to kill themselves anyway at this point by running into us. And we have one turn to take care of this, I suppose. Like, we could win this battle if not for the position of the flag, right? Like, that's just something that's super annoying. Oh, though, actually, we are going to win this, because we still get a turn. We'll take these guys out of commission. And then we'll take them out of commission, and we'll retake our flag. And that is the end of the battle. We lost one unit and we killed the enemy army. Nice. Yeah. 17-6. 9-12. I guess we can wait one more turn. We'll do it right there. Right. Ooh. The other bit of iron that we needed 10-12 right there, 11-7. We are grabbing this territory beyond doubt. And also the production values and food values are not that bad. 10-12, 12-13. 12-13 is decent. I think that's the best we can do here. Go ahead and grab that territory. As for Aurelianus, what do we want to do here? What do we need? We are doing well on food right now. Let's grab stone walls, because we do have a hostile neighbor. We're doing pretty good on food still. +6 industry now because we grabbed a bit more territory, but it's not great. Public fountain, because our stability is suffering a bit. However, the sands of time. Recently, traveling across an antique desert land in the hinterlands of your empire, you came across a curious sight. 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone, beside which lied a shattered visage, and on the pedestal these words: "Look on my works and despair. Nothing beside remained." The image still haunts you to this day. Whoever raised the civilization is now forgotten. Any and all of their achievements gone, even their name lost to the winds. Today you reign supreme. The most famed leader in the world, are we? Nope. And yet will you still be remembered in a century, a millennium, an aeon? How best to find immortality? So we could preach, and then we get +5 food. It's a bit meh. Reduced industry cost for units. It's also not great. None of these really matter. I guess bountiful is the most beneficial at this point in time, just for a bit of extra food. We'll do one more turn because I've been playing for some time, and then we'll be putting a cut in here. These guys are going to reclaim this settlement. And Varlav can be turned into a city right now. 9 food, 12 industry. It's decent. We could just make it an outpost to Aurelianus again, and I think that's actually the better option here. There we go. Aurelianus, pretty happy. As for this territory, what do we want to do? We can make 2 more cities actually, so it's not that bad. I guess we could put or make Kitala into a city. Right. And then we'll yeah, I don't really care too much about ambergris at this point. This is nice to have, the sage, which also provides us a lot of food. We don't really have access to a lot of production capability. I don't know if there's much to be done here, but there's mountains here, so there's probably some production that we could get out of it if we connect it up. Ambergris, +10 science. Actually, that's not too bad. Let's go ahead and grab it. Then we'll have 3 of it, and that's nice. And we'll send this unit out towards the river to do some more scouting. Vazen over here now can give us access to our second deposit of iron. And we also have 2 horses, so that is actually perfect. Now we can get more ambergris over here, because why not? Look at that, +15 science now on all cities, because of the amounts that we have, as well as +15% science on all cities. And that just became a bit more powerful because we have a 3rd city as well right now. Alright, we'll jump on top of this river, I suppose. Maybe that wasn't entirely necessary, but oh well. As for Aurelianus, what are we going to do? What are we going to make? Plus industry. Let's start another army. We'll grab 2 of these, 2 of those. We'll make another army of 4. We'll prepare for war. We need to at some point anyway. What else can we do with you? Sage. We did not grab the sage? Or something happened to the sage? That's weird. I really expected it to expected us to already have the sage. But now we should also, yeah, we have 4 of those, so that's +12 food on the main plaza, +12 food on administrative centers. That's pretty good. Can't complain. As for, I think this would probably be a good time to build the Colossus of Rhodes. Cannot be done in a territory with no outpost or city. Alright, there we can do it. We'll build it in a river in the middle of nowhere, you know. Why not? Upgrade you into a crossbowman. We'll have these guys regroup so that they can regain their health. Ooh, we have a discovery that we can grab. 140 bucks. That is not bad. And if we grab this territory, this is also primarily food-based. That is a bit crazy. There's not much production or industry that we can get here except right there, I suppose. Well, we'll grab it. And we have salt over here as well. It will give us access to more horses as well as more ambergris. As for you, you can go ahead and grab that. Explorers, 60 influence, 70 science. That is really nice. And then you have 3 movement left. Alright, we'll move more towards the west and jump back onto the river. We could get access to more copper, which is nice. Also because one of these upgrades requires copper. So the barracks, but also the forge, and this will give us +5 industry per copper, and we don't have any copper right now, but that would be a good source of production for Turonis here, I would say, because this is all pretty terrible. I wish we could actually see how much this would offer, so then we could make a plan around that. That would be pretty nice. Right, +17 food, +3 gold, and we can get onto the sea. That is pretty good. But that is going to have to be it for this episode. These guys have something to say. They're aggressive.
If I fear the consequences.
Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Please do leave a like and a comment below if you enjoyed this content and wish to see more. And I will see you guys for whatever video I do next.